You want to speak English like CEOs of multinational companies, like Miss Universe, like English professors, but that is not happening. Despite your best efforts, all the courses, apps, YouTube channels that you follow, you somehow end up in the same place. Today I'm going to show you how you can break this cycle. I'm going to show you how you can improve your English drastically in just 30 days. And for that, I'm going to use a very simple trick. Usually these courses and apps teach you a whole lot of grammar that bogs you down. Or they teach you completely unnecessary things about apples and oranges that you never get to use. Duolingo. And they don't identify the regional differences in pronunciations and accents that we have. So if you're ready to simplify these 3 essential areas and improve your English drastically, then subscribe to this channel and let's get going. Let's talk about MTI first, which stands for Mother Tongue Influence. No matter where you're from, whether you're from Australia or Scotland or US, where you're from has a distinct effect on the way you speak. And that is so hard-coded in our brain that our tongue works only in certain ways, and it's not easy to mend and bend those ways. So, for example, if you're from India and you're from Bengal, you probably say bheri instead of saying very. If you're from Gujarat, you probably say operation instead of operation. In fact, each region of India has a different kind of problem to overcome when it comes to their accent and pronunciation, and nobody really lays that down clearly. Find out the common mistakes people in your region make and work on those kind of words first. Now, South Indians, don't be left out. I have a story about you. It's said when South Indians speak, it sounds like somebody has put a lot of stone chips in a tin can and shaking it like a damru. So that taka 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 sound. Now I'm sure your first reaction as a South Indian will be to get highly offended. But then if you take a moment and remove the emotion out of it, what are they really telling you? They're telling you that you have very hard T's and D's in your accent. In fact, it's not just actually South Indians. All of South Asia has very hard T's and D's. I was recording this episode of a podcast, and when I heard myself over this stretched amount of time, that's when I realized how hard even my T's and D's are. And from then on, I started softening my T's and D's. So the way I softened my T's and D's is instead of saying internet, I started saying internet. Instead of saying it is what it is, I would say it is what it is. Slightly softer. So identify the problems you have with your MTI and work on them first. That's the smart thing to do and will drastically improve your English overnight. The next thing I'm going to suggest you to do is work on your work words. By work words, I mean phrases and terms you use every day in your workplace. Or probably if you're doing a course, you're studying something in your field of study. So let's say a person works in insurance. So if you say insurance instead of insurance, then fix that. If you say security instead of security, fix that. In fact, identify 50 words that you commonly use and work on them first. And by that small amount of effort, you are going to get really big results instead of spreading it thin and trying to pick up too many things at the same time. And number 3, white noise. White noise has a specific scientific meaning, but in general what it means is like a drone of a sound. Like when you tune into a radio and it's not a station but just a bzzz happening, that is white noise. White noise machines are found for people who do not sleep very well at night and they need some kind of noise. So this machine generates noises like raindrops or sound of waves in the ocean, or even the whirring of the fan puts a lot of people to sleep. So that is white noise. To improve your English drastically but with minimal time and effort, one thing you can do is use English like white noise, which means no matter what you're doing through the day, keep something on in the background. Keep a podcast on, keep some English music on. Maybe turn on the TV and just put on a show and just let it play while you go about doing other things. Don't put any effort on it, just let it play in the background and your tenses will automatically fall in place as you listen to it more and more. If you're going to listen to English constantly for 16 hours, 30 days, I'm sure it is going to bring a drastic amount of difference to the way you speak without actually putting any extra time or effort. I hope these tips actually helped you, and this is a brand new channel. And the thing about brand new channels is that if you like and subscribe, only then the other person gets to know that the content is worth watching. So if this helped you, if you found this worth watching, then do like and subscribe, and I would love to see you in my next video.